So my name is Jerry Camborero. I'm the community outreach organizer here. For this particular program, I'm going to be the teacher's assistant. The teacher couldn't be here, but she's very, very nice. She is actually in Boston covering a presentation over there as well. So, but I'm going to speak about the program. So for the person in contact to reach for applications, for question, I will be that person. And we have my email and the phone number where people can reach out to me. I would say it's 413-535-1789 extension 209. That will be me. So the history of Nuestras Raices. Nuestras Raices means our roots, and it was founded in 1992. We're going to be 26 years now. So this organization started in a community garden, not too long from here. It's actually like 5 minutes walking. We have our first community garden. So, like I said, the organization started with Puerto Ricans who wanted to keep growing food here. They came here and they saw this industrialized city, and they didn't see a lot of green spaces around the city, so they kind of started to miss that part of Puerto Rico that they could grow in their own houses, everything. I mean, people grow plantains, they grow oranges, mangoes, pineapple, whatever they can grow, they grow in their backyards. So they were starting to miss that part of having that habit. So they saw a community plot which was very dirty, had a lot of garbage. So they saw that plot, but they saw more ahead. They saw that it could produce what they wanted to produce. So they gathered up as a team. They started to clean. They went to the city hall to look for permits. They went to the owners of that plot. They had a word. They spoke about it. They said it's okay. Yes. And these people were Providence Ministry, if I'm not mistaken their name, but they are the owners of our first community garden, the area. So if you have any questions, you
okay, can I interrupt you? Okay,
yeah.
Was there hazardous waste on the site?
It was,
they had to clean up?
yeah.
Were they aware of?
They were aware of. They, like I said, they went to the city, they did what they have to do, and they gathered up as a team. A lot of organizations back then were also helping them to clean, like the University of UMass. They were part of it, and they helped these people to do what they wanted to do. And a big part of what they play, the UMass, is that they helped them to create a greenhouse, and they started to teach them how to grow their own food, but in this
climate.
in this climate. So they played a role really important, teaching them how to grow what they wanted. One of the things that they really like to grow is ají dulce, which means sweet pepper, and they use it mostly for the sofrito. It's a seasoning that they do, a type of sauce that they do for everything. They put it on beans, on rice, on soup. So it's their flavor. And it's made of oregano brujo, sweet peppers, garlic, onions. So it has a lot of ingredients.
I'm actually Puerto Rican, so I actually know what you're talking about. But
so cool. That's cool. So you understand what I try.
Yeah.
So yeah, they teach them how to grow here, because obviously the climate is very different. And so yeah, that's how the organization started, from a community garden. Then they started to expand It became like a revolution. Everybody wanted to have a community garden. So community garden were starting to open around the city. So we're going to speak a little bit more further. So like I said, these people, most of them have an agricultural background. So like I said, either they were working on a farm or they were growing in their own houses. So
That's why I feel like we're gonna go back to one of that.
yeah. So the third point, Nuestras Raices has helped a lot of businesses to start. This place was a restaurant, and back from this kitchen, we have another kitchen, which was the Jardín Bakery. The Jardín Bakery was obviously a bakery which baked bread, but Neftali Duran, which was the first person who owned that, sold it because he wanted to create a life by his own, give time to his family, and he sold it. And the Jardín Bakery still exists, and they have it on Greenfield, if I'm not mistaken. So it has helped a lot of, like I said, businesses, small businesses, people that come here and they use our community kitchens to cook, for sale. We help them to look for the permits. I actually forgot the name.
So you help with the legal aspect.
Yeah, we help them, we guide them. We tell them where to go. If they had to go to the city, we'll tell them which floor, which person to contact. If they need classes to get the permit to sell, we'll contact the person who gives the classes, and then we connect them, and so they will get the classes. So our programs, the Siembra Siempre, which means always growing, it's a teen program. It's we accept teenagers from 13 until 18 years old. So the program covers social justice, racial equity, environmental topics, leadership, food justice. It covers a great variety of, yeah. So the programs, I'm thirsty a little bit. The program, it's extended for 6 weeks. So in those 6 weeks, they would know agriculture, because their main job is to get experience in agriculture, but through that they will receive workshops about those topics that I just mentioned. And they work from Monday to Thursday from 10 to 3. And the Land of Providence, which is our farm not too far from here, which is a main street at the end of a main street. So like I said at the beginning, it started a revolution. Everybody wanted to grow their own food, so they wanted more land. So that's how we got the land of the farm. Our first acres are owned by Nuestras Raices, and the other land, which is crossing the bridge, it belongs to the trustees. But they lend the land to us, and over there is where the big production of produces are grown. We have around 8 gardens inside schools, around the community, in housing. So everybody, it makes for everybody to have access to community gardens. I mean, it's better because you can grow your own food. The taste of the produce is a lot different from the one that you buy in stores, because it's mainly organic. It's not processed, it's not stored for a long time, so it's just right fresh to your own table. So, and that's actually what we want to teach on this program. It's like techniques that are organic only. And the Empresarios Comunitarios, which is community entrepreneurs, is another program that we have. It teaches you the basic of financing. If you want to improve your credit score, it teaches you how to stay on your own budget, how to create a budget, and how to create a side like for savings. I mean, it's very hard because we need to pay bills, and sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah.
So we teach the person where is the leak, where you're throwing away your money. And so we make aware that person to say, hey, if you want to go to some place, if you want to go to vacations, you gotta stop dropping your money in these things that it's not very important. Just do what is important, and then you can start saving for everything you want to do, because it's always good for you to save money, like for in case of an emergency. You never know when you gotta go to the hospital and then pay those bills. So it is always good to have money aside. So I will be the person in contact. We're going to start now for the program, and it says develop the outreach training program to support historically underserved farmers. So why is it free? Because we wanted to make this available to everybody. Like we said, our main mission is to increase the access to food. And Holyoke is known like a food desert area. So we want to discard
and
that.
all the bodegas, all the
Yeah.
sugar-filled candies that
Mhm.
your kids gonna choose instead of something that's healthy.
Yeah. So that's why we want to bring this program to this place. And the program it has 100 hours. Those 100 hours would be divided into 2 classes. The classes will be divided in English and Spanish, and then those for the first 2 months, which is April and May, it will be in a classroom where the people will learn like theories of farming. Now when the weather gets a little bit warmer, we will start having the classes in the farm, in the greenhouse, because it's going to start from the very basic of farming until we go to the land, we clean the land, everything that has to do with the land. So
Do you start from the bottom up, basically?
mhm. Yeah, the teacher, she's very, very flexible with students. We accept everyone. Doesn't have to. I mean, if you're pretty advanced in agriculture, and if you want to keep learning more, you're welcome to come. And if you know zero of agriculture, we accept you as well.
Yeah, I don't trust myself.
So she will be covering from very basic to, like you said, from bottom to top. So if you have any questions, ask me.
Okay.
So like I said, those hours will be in classroom and in the farm. We're going to have also field trips, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. So the applications are due by March 23rd. But we are expanding it a little bit, so everybody has the chance to submit their applications. We have the application online, and we have the applications here in the organization. Classes will start the second week of April. So the first week of April, we will be calling students, telling them where would be the classroom, what time, and the materials. You guys don't have to be worried about it because we're going to supply all that.
What would the hours be?
The hours. So in the application, ask you which is your availability.
Okay.
So based on that, we're going to analyze the applications, and we're going to set up a time and a place.
Okay.
So in that process, we're going to analyze those applications, and
Does
then
it have to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
well, last year it was on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's why it all depends when the student can come. So that's why we gotta first analyze the applications, and then during that first week, we're going to be calling people, letting know if they are in, if they can change their schedule, if they can. So basically, the first thing, like the basic information. Where is it going to be? What time? And that's it. So, like I said, we covered that 100 hours of training. So we will be in our main idea is to teach students sustainable agriculture, but we are going to be using different techniques, but all of those techniques are based in organic techniques. We are going to be going to other farms to see how they grow their own food, to see how they merchandise their own produces. People can go and ask the farmers where we're going to go, and it's pretty interesting because one of the ones that I like is hydroponics, and it's very different how they grow their own food, and people really like that, and it's a good experience because people have this idea that you plant a seed in earth and soil.
Yeah.
But there's other ways that you can grow that, like those produces, and that is one of the techniques. So the teacher will cover, if the person wants to create a small business of agriculture, the teacher will cover that area as well. So she will also we'll do some field trips, which people can go to stores. The teacher will ask you, how do you think? Look at the produce, look at the price, and think about the quality. Because if the person wants to create a small business of that, you gotta think of those things. So the teacher will tell you, think about that, because the people that you want to target are the same people that come here. Hi.
There.
Hi. So it's the same people that you want to target. You can
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So you're here for the program,
Yeah,
agricultural.
the farmers.
Yeah.
Program, yeah.
So you're just in time. I just spoke about the history of the organization, but you're just in time.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna repeat a little bit. So here we have the applications. In the applications, you will see a section where it asks your availability. The reason why we ask is because we haven't set the dates yet. We haven't set the time. But last year, the classes were in Tuesday and Thursdays. Tuesdays was in English and Thursday was in Spanish. So based on your response, we'll analyze that, and then we'll call people. These are going to be the times. This will be the place. The first 2 months will be in a classroom because of the weather. It's pretty cold outside. So in those 2 months, you will be taking theoretical classes. And then when the weather gets a little bit warmer, then we'll go to the farm, we'll go into the greenhouse and teach you from 0 to 100. So we'll be...
So people typically come once a week? Or do people come
Twice.
both days?
Well, at first will be once a week,
Uh-huh.
and then it will be twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's going to be first in a classroom, then in the farm, in a greenhouse. Then we'll go to the soil. We'll prepare the soil. We'll teach you how to create beds, how to grow in different ways, and then We're going to have also field trips to different farms. So it's pretty interesting. And if you have any questions that, I don't know how you know about this event, but if you have any questions, Facebook, I know that I put a lot of information there and some of the things that we're going to cover. So like I said, it's going to sustainable production techniques, marketing for small farmers, small business management, and record keeping and regulations. All this the teacher will cover, because if the person wants to create a small business, that person needs to know the regulation and how to track the produces. So that's basically the syllabus. You will receive that in the first day of class, but it's basically what I've said. So I don't know if you guys want to read a little bit, but.
And do you get like a certificate at the end of this or something?
Yes. So like I said, the field trips, one of the farms that they went last year is to the Atlas farm. They went to Deerfield, PVGA. I will be learning more about that, but the teacher usually goes to that farm for students to know more things. She takes students to UMass. They have an extension over there of agriculture, and it's pretty interesting because students can know the difference of how the quality of the produce. So yeah, it will teach you how to test the soil, because that's really important. You see a space and you think, wow, that's good for growing, but you don't really know if the soil is good to grow. So the teacher will cover that. She will teach you how to take that test and how to read those analysis. So it's pretty interesting. It's science. So because you see the soil, or you see a person, you see the person really fine, but you don't know what that person has. It's the same with the soil. So if you start planting in the soil that's contaminated and you eat that produce, at the end you're gonna get poison. So that's the teacher here. That's the teacher. Her name is Zoraya Barros. She's bilingual. She's from Brazil, so she speaks Portuguese, Spanish, and English. So she will be the teacher. She's from UMass. She's a teacher there as well. And this is the class from last year. So you see they have a box. She'll teach you how much the box costs. Is it worth it for you if you want to, to sell? Like I said at the beginning, you gotta know your budget. That is really important. So you gotta know if you want to plant ají dulces or tomatoes, you gotta know how much they cost, and you gotta know the space, because at the end you don't want to lose money. You just want to gain money. So you gotta know the land, how much you want to produce. Is not just planting the seed and then receive harvest a small percentage. You want for that plant to keep harvesting a lot. It's not just throwing the seed, and if it harvests for one time, it's not worth it. You want that plant to keep on harvesting. So the clap.
How to save seeds as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool.
The classes will be from April to August, to the last week of August. Last year, it ended in October, but since it was really hard and the classes were on Saturdays, it was really hard for students to go there. So this year we updated that. So that's why we're doing visiting the farm in a weekday, because one of the things that they said is that some of them work, some of them had to stay with their children, and it's fine. You can bring the children, but it is hard to concentrate when they're little kids. One of the things that I said is that this program doesn't have a range of age. You can, if a youth wants to start, let's say that youth is a minor, that you just need a permission from their guardians and to accept the youth. And from that, there's no limit of age. So that's my information. That's the address from here. My phone number, and I know people are telling me that they are having a hard time with the link. So if I suggest people to email me first, because the application online is like on the website is having some problems, some issues, and I know it's true because our website is being remodeled. So I know that they might have some issues downloading the application. So I suggest people to just email me and ask for the application and I'll send the link to them. So if you have any questions.
So if it meets, so like scheduling I think is going to be the trickiest part for me. So I just want to get, like, so I hear you that the application like asks for more available.
Mm-hmm.
So they meet once a week, like in the evening?
It's pretty much in the evening. It's after 3. Yeah.
And then when it goes to 2 classes, then they continue that, whatever, if we meet on Tuesdays, and then when the weather gets better, then we add Saturday?
No. We're eliminating the weekends because last year people had problems coming to classes during the weekend. So that's why we're...
So it'll be all weekdays?
All weekdays.
Probably. Okay.
All weekdays, and like I said, based on the applications, we'll figure out the hours and we'll let people know.
Thank you.
Okay. What about like if you were to start a business, as far as like retirement plan?
Retirement?
Like Roth, IRA type stuff. Do you think the teacher will learn about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she covers from very basic to really, hardcore.
Taxes, all
Yeah.
that fun stuff.
And I have a friend that might do it too, but she probably wouldn't be able to come like consistently.
Mhm.
Is there an expectation that people come for?
It is not obligated for people to come every day. I mean, we know that, sometimes we have some things to do. That is not a problem. We just suggest people to come just to show their faces, be there, commitment.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you miss a week, that's fine. If you miss 2 weeks, that's fine. But if you miss,
Missing a lot.
there will be the issue.
Yeah. So we do work at the farm itself. Are we like given a plot of land to work for ourselves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it possible? Well, I guess we would all be at the farm together. Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
So what were the hours during the day last year?
The hours from last year was from 6. It's the classroom. The class meet at 6, and then it's 2 hours. They left like around 8, something like that. But
In the morning?
no, in the afternoon. No, in the afternoon. But that's why we're gonna analyze the applications and we're gonna know people if it's gonna be a little bit earlier or is it gonna be the same as last year. So based on the applications, we'll call people.
Okay.